Hello, everyone. Very happy to have another young Indian with us, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Krishna Yadav. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Krishna.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mathur, and it is a real pleasure to be here today, especially on a platform like Vidped, which is kind of bringing together so many young Indian researchers and thinkers, and that too from such diverse walks of life. So it is really appreciative. Now, talking about myself, my name is Krishna Yadav, and I come from a small town in Uttar Pradesh. And like many others, initially in my schooling path, what I followed was the safest path. I studied physics, chemistry, and maths in my 11th and 12th. And at that time, science was something that was seen as the best path to a secure future. So I just followed that path. But after completing my 12th, unfortunately, I just had to follow that only. I took admission into B.Sc, although I didn't want it at that time, but because of the peer pressure, because of family pressure, and they're like, you studied science in your 12th, so you have to follow that trajectory only. I took admission into the B.Sc. But right from my childhood, I was more inclined towards society, towards serving society. I was more inclined toward administrative services and other such things. So I had these questions in my mind, like, I need to study the power dynamics. What about the governance models? What about the ethics in society, inequalities, and all those things? And the answers to all these questions were only from political science. So after my bachelor's in science from GS University, and it was a private university in my hometown only, I decided to pursue my academic. I decided to pursue my academic career into political science. So what I did was I took admission into the School of Open Learning in Masters, Delhi University. Now, in the second or I guess third semester of my masters, I got to know about exam, a scholarship exam, UGC-NET GRF. And I was like many young students in India, if we get to know that there is a scholarship exam which in which government will provide you a generous amount of money, although as compared to the foreign institutions, it's nothing. But in India, it is a generous amount of money, and if you can get that money just to do your PhD, it's a very lucrative offer. So what I did was I sat for the exam. Fortunately, I was able to clear it, and which I thought I might not be able to do given my background in science, but I hopefully cleared that exam. And after clearing that exam, UGC-NET GRF, I took admission into the Department of Political Science in their PhD program. And currently, I'm researching on AI ethics and in the context of the US-China AI race. So, this is intersectional topic where I'm studying international relations, technology ethics, and all. Now, this was my brief educational background. For this talk, uh, I have decided that first I'll be sharing some practical tips and insights for the young master students and students from all over India who want to pursue maybe masters or maybe PhD from central universities like Delhi University or GNU. And in the second part, I'll be talking about my PhD research and why it is important to follow ethical safeguards in the development of AI. This is something that I'm working on, and I'll be shedding some light on it. And finally, I will end this talk with a question for all of us. And this might seem like traversing the boundaries of sci-fi, but the question is that do we need to redefine consciousness in the age of AI itself? So I'll be talking about it. Now, talking about my journey across disciplines, from science to political science, and from a small town to one of the top universities in India. One of the most important things that I have learned is that your academic path or your learning path doesn't always need to follow a linear trajectory. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to make as many changes as you want. You are allowed to follow anything that you want. If you are a science student, if you are interested in humanities, you can surely do it. Go for it. If you have done your bachelor's in science and you want and you feel like you want to study international relations or maybe geography or maybe economics, you can surely go for it. There are no set benchmarks or there are no limitations that if you have done your 12th standard in PCM or maybe biology, then that is the only path that you have to follow. So you can always embrace interdisciplinary learning. Now, and to ask big questions and to ask impactful questions like I am asking a question like what is the best way of developing artificial intelligence from university in India. You don't necessarily need to be in a privileged position. You can ask big questions, you can ask impactful questions from anywhere. You can ask these questions even from the state universities. It's not necessary that you have to come to DU only or you have to pursue a PhD from Stanford or MIT only to be able to ask such big questions. Uh, Going on, when I tried to get admission into the PhD in DU, there are some practical hurdles or obstacles that I encountered. And there are many young students all over India who want to come to the metro cities or come to the central universities. So I'll just talk about these issues and how practically we can overcome these things. So the first hurdle was that the professors here in Delhi University, even in JNU, and I even gave entrance exam of the Hyderabad universities. What happens is that the professors are they don't prefer students from the state universities or from open universities. And the reason for this is that they think that these students might not be able to do good research. Now, unfortunately, this is happening because of the sorry state of affairs of education in India. In the state universities and the open universities, there is very limited emphasis on research, or uh, the students are not trained properly in these things. But this is also a bias on the part of the senior professors who are here in the central universities. And this is something that any student who's coming from state universities or any other small university or maybe private university, they have to face. And I also face this issue. Uh, then came the issue of making a good research proposal. Now, most of the master's students can relate with me that during our master's levels, we are not at all taught how to make a good research proposal. It's just even if you have taken a paper on research ethics or research proposal, they'll just ask you to make a very basic research proposal, and you're not being trained properly how to make a good research proposal, a kind of research proposal that might get you into PhD at these universities. So but you're not taught this thing at the master's level, but right after completing master's, we are supposed to make an amazing research proposal for admission to the PhD. And how the student will be able to do that? And then came the issue of having no support system. Although I was lucky that I've got several seniors who helped me through the admission process, but not all the students are that lucky, and not all the seniors are that much helpful. They are not helping the juniors. They are like that. We are busy in our own research. We have so much to do, and we don't have time for the juniors. So this is also practical thing that the juniors might encounter. Uh, then finally, there's the issue of language barriers. A student coming from Kerala, Chennai, or maybe Northeast, uh, having a country with such diverse language pool, there's always the issue of language barrier, institutional stereotypes, there are regional stereotypes, and unfortunately, I didn't want to say that, but there is also caste dynamics at work in the Indian universities, and whatnot. There's so many other things. Now, given all these issues, despite all these hurdles, I am here researching at the University of Delhi at artificial intelligence. So, what this means is that if I can do this, the young students from any part of this country, they can surely do this. Uh, Now, let's talk about some of the practical things that we can do about all these problems. Like,
Could you tell us the name of the small town from UP?
sure, sir. I am from Shikohabad. It is a small town in the Firozabad district. known
Hmm.
as the Glass City of India. Yes, sir.
So how did you? But you, it has a good college for undergraduate in chemistry or physics, PCM. Was that a good college?
Uh, I won't say that was it is a good college. It is a private university,
Mhm.
and as we know that in UP and many other states, many of the rich industrialists or rich persons they just open private universities. We cannot say that it is a good university, but it is surely a government recognized university where you can pursue your degree.
Okay.
So
So
yes.
who helped you from there to transition to political science, or you had did it by
Uh,
yourself?
Actually, no one, sir. I did it on my own only. And that's why I have to pursue my master's from School of Open Learning. I wanted to pursue it in the regular mode only, but I didn't have the training, I didn't have the prior knowledge. And given my background in science, I was not able to score good in the CUT PG exam. So I was just able to get admission in the School of Open Learning.
And tell us a little bit about it because I'm not familiar with it. The School of Open Learning.
Ah, yeah, yes, sure. At the Delhi University, you can pursue your master's in two ways. So, the first is the regular mode, where you'll be enrolled in the Department of Political Science, and you'll be given a college, and your classes take place at the department, and the department professors teach you. Then there is School of Open Learning, because of the government of India's initiative on open learning and for working people or for the population who have not been able to get official schooling. There are School of Open Learnings. Like in Delhi University, it's School of Open Learning, and there's IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open
Yes.
Universities, and there are so many other universities in the states also.
Hmm.
So this is the second way of pursuing a degree from Delhi University from the School of Open Learning. But in the School of Open Learning, the teachers mostly they are PhD scholars who teach there, and mostly they are non-permanent staff who teach there. So there is less emphasis on teaching in the School of Open Learning.
But
Yes,
the exam is the same as of the regular
yes,
course.
sir. Exam is the same. It is known as CUET PG exam. And in that exam, the highest scorers, the students who score highest marks, they will get the regular admission, and the students who get lower marks, the cutoff is lower for the School of Open Learning, they are enrolled in the School of Open Learning if they take admission.
Yeah, but like you were admitted, but then once you are a master student, you have to take master student exams. Are they the same as the regular students or they're different for you?
No, the exams are also different. Regular students have their own exams, and School of Open Learning has their own exams. The
Okay.
papers are same, the syllabus is same, but
Huh.
the exams are different.
So exams are different. Okay. So
Yeah.
in that sense, you cannot. So it's quite a leap then to go from there into a PhD because
Of
you
course.
pointed out the difference in your marks and the difference in the teaching style, and yet you were committed to a PhD. So tell us, what was it that motivated you so much?
Uh, Actually, my real motivation initially was money. About I was talking about the UGC-NET scholarship. So I was like, it is a good thing that I'll get some money for 5 years for pursuing PhD, and I can study easily. There will be no pressure from my family and all. But after the launch of ChatGPT in, I guess, in October 2022 or the end of 2022. When I first used ChatGPT, I was like, it was a nightmarish thing. I was so scared by using it that this is something that is going to change the future of humanity forever. This is something that we have to deal very cautiously with. And when I used it, at that moment only, as I earlier told, I also wanted to become a civil servant early from my childhood. But now I'm pursuing a full-time PhD, and I'm not very much into that thing only. And this transition happened because of this launch of ChatGPT. I was like, this is something that we need to think about it, we need to research on it, and we have to develop some ethical safeguards on how to develop this technology safe. If we are not able to do it, I think it will have serious repercussions for the whole humanity. So this was my personal motivation, and I was like, I have to work on it. no matter what. I tried so hard, I read so hard. I got in touch with so many seniors, I emailed so many professors, and hopefully it turned out well for me. I got my admission.
Okay, so now you live in Delhi, right? And do you have
Yes, sir.
classes in the PhD or there's no class, right? It's just research.
Initially we have a 6 months long coursework, and after that it's just between you and your supervisor. You have to do your own research. So in the coursework is compulsory for all students.
But you are in the normal Delhi University campus, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, fine. And I mean, once you are in, you are in. Like there's whatever differences there were in the past, those are dissolved, right?
Yes,
You are just a normal student now, a PhD scholar. Okay,
that
congratulations.
part.
Well done. It's quite
Thank you
a
very much.
leap that you have come across, made for yourself. How does your family feel about it?
Uh, they are actually very proud of it,
Uh-huh.
and they are supporting me in whatever I want to do. So they
Okay,
feel proud about it.
okay, wonderful. All right. Sorry to interrupt, but it's, you know, not most of the students I talk to or do Vidpeds with me, they don't have similar backgrounds. There are some, but when there are yours and some others, I like to get a clearer understanding of how you did it and what happened to you and so on, because I think this will be more of a message to people who are in such small towns that look,
Definitely, sir.
you can make it to the big town if you want to. And if you
If
are
you want.
lucky,
Sure, sir.
both you need both. All right, good. Let's continue with what you were going to
Uh,
start.
sure, sir. So I was talking about like what can be some practical tips of overcoming these things, right? So regarding the professors, what I can say is there is a bias, but if you can show to the professors that you are a sincere scholar and you're willing to overcome all the hurdles, you will be sincerely working on your topic, on your PhD, they surely take you in. They prefer you. It's not that it's some kind of hard-bound rule that students from other universities will not be taking it. And I am a living example of it, right? So, and the issue of research proposal is, and other all the three issues along with it is that you should have a curious and open mindset. You should not start with all these assumptions that no one is going to help me, no one is going to treat me better, and no one is going to talk to me. So just reach out to as many seniors as you can. Just reach out to as many professors as you can. And it might happen that most of them might not reply. They might not reply to emails. They might not talk to you in person,
Hmm.
but some will. And that is enough.
Okay.
Even if you reach out to 50 people and just two or three people talk to you and they show you the right path, that is it. Always go with a curious and open mindset, and that's enough. And regarding this saying that I've always followed, and it goes like that: always aim for the moon. Even if you fail, you will fall amongst the stars.
Yes.
So keep trying as hard as you can, dream as big as you can, and you might never know what great thing might
Hmm.
happen. So
Okay.
always keep trying. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this was something for the master students, like how they can approach this thing. Now, speaking about my own research, what I'm working on is my research sits at the intersection of international relations, political theory, and technology ethics or AI, right? And this evolving landscape of AI, international relations, and geoeconomics, most importantly, has introduced a new dimension in the global power dynamics. Now, this technology is having the power to reshape economies. It can completely change the military landscape. This AI has the power to reshape the whole society. And like Klaus Schwab says that AI is going to be the driving force behind the fourth industrial revolution, right? So, given in this context, the issues related to the liability, accountability, or the issues regarding privacy, surveillance, discrimination, control, even autonomous weapons, they become pressing problems for the society. But in this talk, I'll not be talking about all these issues. As there is so much work going on it. My own research is on it, and most of the scholars they are time again highlighting these issues. What I want to talk about is that the most important question that I was saying, it might look like a sci-fi thing, is that when AI is like getting better and better at mimicking human thought, human emotions, and creativity, do we need to redefine consciousness itself in this act?
Hmm.
Now, to put this into perspective, let's talk about how humans think or reason. Right? So, there's a scholar, this computer scientist and scholar named David Eagleman. He, in his book, The Brain, he talks that our brains are also like processing units of computers. And our brains, or we took up sensory informations through all our sensory organs like the ears, eyes, nose, our taste buds, or even skin cells. And this sensory information is then converted into electrical signals, and then it is processed by our brain. And after that processing, our brain provides us with a picture of the real. Now, he also questions the reality, that the picture of reality that we see is not accurate. But let's not delve into that thing. So, going by the same analogy, these algorithms, these machines, they get input in the form of data, right? And after the launch of an algorithm known as transformer, this data can be of any type. So, whether it could be electromagnetic signals, whether it could be Wi-Fi signals, whether it could be MRI scans, whether it could be binary data, numeric data, any kind of data, this transformer is able to make sense of that data. For example, very recently, there is a I'm forgetting the name of the university, maybe in Switzerland or Germany. They have launched Wi-Fi. Now, what this technology does is it utilizes the Wi-Fi signals in a room, and just using those Wi-Fi signals, it can accurately predict around 94% accuracy, if I can remember it, right? So it can accurately predict who are the people in the room, how many people are in the room, what they are doing, what are the movements, everything. Remember, there is no surveillance camera, there is no audio-visual device, nothing, just the wavelengths, just the Wi-Fi signals, right? Similarly, there was a report that using the fMRI signals of our brain, these AI algorithms can accurately predict what we are imagining. If we are thinking about a cat, and if this algorithm has access to our fMRI signals, they can show us the picture, although it is this technology is in beginning, but it is showing very positive results. So this algorithm, it can process any kind of data, right? And after processing that data, it can provide us with the best results, right? And even in this processing stage, these machines, these AI algorithms are different from the earlier computers. So what happened with earlier computers is when you input some data into that they always followed a set code. They always followed a set path, and they provided you with results. But with AI, what is happening is there is a possibility. There is a sea of possibilities. There are possible nodes, and the AI itself decides which is the best and efficient path to uh, reach out to that result, to follow up that result, to come up with that result, right? So it's like it is like understanding this analogy, can't we say that these machines are also thinking? Not the way human thinks, but necessarily they are thinking, right? Now, saying this on this Vidped might get me in real trouble from philosophers and I guess pro-human community. But I do believe that it is a good time to go beyond the anthropocentric view of the universe.
I see. Okay.
We are not we are not the center of the universe, and forget the centers, we are just speck of dust in the whole desert. So we have to go beyond this anthropocentric view. And when we acknowledge this possibility that these machines can also think, And then we have to start thinking that how long will it take for them to develop self-awareness of feelings?
Hmm.
Currently, this is the main defense of these pro-human philosophers or scientists, that these machines might reason, these machines might think, whatever you want to say, but they cannot feel. They are not self-aware, right? But I am asking the question that how long would it take for them to not being able to develop these qualities? Now, for example, we humans, we have developed from single-celled organisms, right? And these single-celled organisms were already capable of doing very primitive thinking and movements. But now here we are doing all this complex reasoning and all these complex things, building all these complex machines. So if what, how can we say so surely that these machines might not be able to follow the same trajectory,
Hmm.
right? Regarding this, I don't have all the answers, but I do think that it is time to start asking these deeper questions. I'm not anti-AI. I'm very much enthusiastic about it, but I am just saying that we need to deal cautiously with AI. We have to think about all these questions. We don't have to feel that humans are the best or these machines will never be able to develop all these qualities of self-awareness and all. And I think we have to redefine consciousness or thinking in that light. So, yes, sir, this is what I
Okay.
want to talk about.
Well, okay, it's an emerging view, and people are looking at AI from many different perspectives, right? And everybody is grappling with it as to what to do with it. Some of us are simply content to use it, and others are, grappling with what its future is. But
Hmm.
so I'm glad that you are thinking about its future, and it's a little far off, I guess, at the moment, what you're talking about. I think it's called AGI, Artificial Generalized
Yes, sir.
Intelligence,
General
that
intelligence.
AGI is not there. But right now, we are just with, it's not really intelligent at all. It's just able to gather all information and process it
Hmm.
quickly. It's not able to generate anything on its own. But anyway, all that is separate and leave that aside. Uh, what is it that you expect to do in the future?
Uh, like in my PhD,
No, no, after your PhD.
after my PhD, I think it's a long shot, but what I want to do is I want to develop a philosophy of technology, like uh, taking inspiration from Martin Heidegger and all, what they have did is, but I want to discover something from the ancient Indian tradition.
Okay.
So in our tradition also there are so many interesting philosophies, but I think we have not paid enough attention to those philosophies, and I think from those philosophies we might get a new perspective of thinking about technology,
Hmm.
not just the Western or Eurocentric view. So I think an Indian philosophy of technology, that would be my a bigger dream.
Okay. That's a sort of a part of your thinking. But what's your career path?
Career path, I think, sir, first I'll try to finish my PhD as soon as possible, and I am thinking of doing a postdoc from for a university if I am lucky enough, or not, then I'll uh, uh, follow a career in academics only. I'll
Okay.
try to get a job of assistant professor here in Indian
Okay.
universities.
All right. That's great. All right. Uh, Tell us a little bit about your personal side. Whatever you want to share, because all this has been very hardworking man from a small town reaching the big city. Fine, but what about your personal side? What is it that makes you happy? What is it that you don't like? Tell us a little bit.
Uh, like talking about what I really like is I used to play cricket a lot, as many of the Indian youngsters. I like to play chess. I have great interest in philosophical books, reading novels, and novels like mystical realism. Paulo Coelho is one of my favorite uh, novelists. And apart from that, what I like is, what can I say? It's like being a mentor to young students. This is something that I always do. It's like in my own journey, there are so many seniors, so many amazing individuals that have helped me. So whenever I get this opportunity, like if any student, be it a BA student, master students, any students reach out to me on LinkedIn or maybe on WhatsApp or wherever, I always try to help. So this is something that I like to do, and I would like to urge my fellow colleagues and seniors. I would like to say that they should also try to help their juniors.
Okay.
They might not have the same exposure or the same resources or opportunities, so it is
Mm.
our duty to help them.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Anything, final word now. I think you're running out of things to say. I've heard it. I think it's very interesting that you have made these decisions and you are pretty confident of who you are now, rather than
Yes, sir.
depressurize the young man in a small town. You are now yourself in a big town. Good. You've gone somewhere and you have many more places to go. So, what's your final word to us, to the whole world? Final word.
The final word for the young students is that never think that if you're coming from a small town, if you're not having the ample amount of resources, or if you're not having the right exposure,
Hmm.
never think that you might not be able to do good in your life.
Hmm.
There are so many opportunities, so many different things. Always keep trying. Like
Hmm.
I usually encounter so many students. They're like, "Yeah, we are not able to pass this exam. Now what we'll do in our future?" It's not like that. I did my bachelor's in science. I did my master's from open universities, and now I'm doing PhD. And uh, I might do many other good things in future. So never feel limited by your current circumstances. If you have sheer perseverance,
Hmm.
if you keep working on yourself, and like I said earlier, always aim for the moon. Even if you will fail, you will fall amongst the stars.
Okay.
Always dream big. Never feel limited by your current circumstances.
Okay.
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Thank you so
yeah,
much, Krishna. I want to talk to you offline, so please don't go away. Let's end the meeting here officially, the recorded part, and then I'll talk to you offline. And I'll be back with
definitely.
another young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye, everybody.